Right, hello everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of Diced Again, a Blood Bowl podcast. Glorious. And I'm joined, of course, by my lovely co host, Crow Dog. Hello.
Hello, Keith. How are you?
I'm very good. And yourself?
I'm good. I'm just admiring your sexy new background.
Yeah, I figured, look, we always had you up there, right? And then I used to have an old camera on, but geez, I felt a bit awkward having the camera on me and not on you. So I said, what if I just like made a little collage of all of our, sporting moments over the
Oh
last
yes, I can see here, top left.
years?
You're under pressure at the Killarney TC.
Yeah, yeah, that's what we're going to be talking. Oh, yeah, it's such a good photo, isn't it? Like just captured through Gottrik's arms as I'm trying to figure out what the fuck I'm going to do against vampires as they've gazed half my players again.
Yeah, that guy hated sitting down.
He did. He hated sitting down. Yeah. And then, sure, there's me and your lovely fascism jersey. And then, should we
I'm
have to
not even
put it?
doing a Roman salute there.
No, you're not. No, in fairness. Well, good restraint, like, do you know what I mean?
Took every ounce of strength.
Yeah.
What are you saying there now? So you've got lovely Mike Davis, and then is that
That's Rick Reckless.
Reckless?
Yeah,
Very good.
that's Rick Reckless about to do an Imperial Nobility one turn against the Wanderer.
Oh, so that was Home Nations.
That was Home Nations, yeah, yeah. So that was basically just about just before the one turn happened. And then there's you after winning Ash's Bowl with the two dubs.
Yeah, Keens, yeah, great little tournament.
Great
Saying
little
that because I
tournament.
won it.
Yeah. And sure there's a couple there of you and me again. Uh Dan and yourself there at Euro Bowl with some of the Irish boys against England, wasn't it? That was the England one.
And that was before we played the. Oh, sorry. We won't use the F word.
Yes, yes. The English. It's basically the same thing, isn't it? And
Oh, look at this!
yes,
The picture in the pub. You blurred out the picture or the face of the lad in the background. You're very considerate.
the face of the lad in the background.
Yeah, or else it's just the screen is so pixelated.
Oh no, I'd say it's just Big Slitty. I didn't blur it out at all. I'd say it's just because it's so small.
Yeah, yeah,
But sure, anyway, right? This is a podcast, so we should probably stop looking at photos.
yeah. Talking about photos that people theoretically can't see.
Yeah, yeah. So, anyway, how was your Blood Bowl? Our last one, of course, was at the end of Bleed Bowl, where you did the ogres. You probably haven't played too much since then, really, have you?
I haven't actually. No. Playing Vamps in Super League on Fumble. I'm 2-1-0 with them, which is that's all right.
That's all
Vamps are
right.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Well, not Jimmy
Um.
Fantastic.
Why did Jimmy say they're the worst team for the ball?
Jimmy says they're the worst team in Blood Bowl. Yeah, and yeah, he went on a big rant about how terrible they are, basically. Yeah.
And what was his experience with Vamps
Well, he
as a
played
lad
two
that doesn't play a
games.
lot of
He played
on
two
Fumble?
games with them. Didn't want to roll any dice, and lost a few players.
You definitely need to be comfortable with rolling a load of dice and losing players. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although,
So
do you know, like I've got I might as well talk about the build, seeing as we have to bring it up now.
might as well.
Yeah. I was going to say it's using the Euroball rule set. So what do I have? There we are. I gave up a bit of SPP for extra cash, so that gives me 5 vamps, the 2 runners, 2 throwers, 1 blitzer, and then trawls up to 14 and 14 rerolls.
That's not bad, like.
Block. A deep bench you definitely needed when you're badly hurting your own players.
Yeah, yeah. And what skills on the
Yeah.
Vampston?
Block on the blitzer, leader dodge stacked on 1 thrower, block on a thrower, and then 2 dodge on the runners. Um, yeah, I don't know. I could maybe consider dropping leader for like block strip or maybe block frenzy on the blitzer. But I think it's the differences are very marginal. Like the team is actually just so good that
It is.
You're not
Yeah.
going you're not going to see too much of a difference that kind of way.
No. No.
Because like in fairness, I've played a variety of teams as well, like Zons, Skaven, and I'm going to say my second game was Undead. No, it was Corn.
Yeah. Corn are pretty tough for Vamps, honestly. The amount of fecking 2 into 2 you can get against Vamps can really just wreck them.
Yeah, I suppose the only thing is I have a good bit of dodge in the team, so I was able to keep away from the blood seekers. I think like
Yeah.
it's the real thing is like the it's just being able to hypno gaze, and like when you're playing Amazons or Skaven that the gutter runner doesn't have dodge, like that's huge.
Yeah. Yeah, and just go in for 3 dice and kill it like.
Yeah, it's just such a buff. It's massive. Yeah, they're fun. They're good.
Yeah, they're pretty
Uh,
fun, aren't they? People do very well with Vamps.
yeah,
And
they're
it's
winning a lot of tournaments, aren't they? And people are kind of, I suppose, as you say though, they are definitely not a team if you're a conservative coach or anything like that, are they?
no, like you have to be willing to roll dice and you have to be willing to go into it. And like they're a nightmare to play against. But like you can play against Vamps. Like you can counter them and you can play it safe and everything. But yeah, they're a nightmare. To be honest.
They are. They are. It's just I don't know. I suppose it's trying to. They don't want a long drive, but trying to make it a long drive and hold on to the ball is not easy.
No, no, it's tricky, alright. So yeah, I
Um.
suppose with that will we transition into talking about your tournament that we had?
We can do. Yeah. Sure. You were playing Blood Bowl at that.
I was, yeah. So we did Killarney Team Tournament, right? In the heart of
Not the pair
Killarney.
tournament. No.
Not the pairs tournament, no. Despite it being a pairs tournament, it was called a team tournament. Um, so it was your first outing as TO anyway. So you had to try and find a new venue. Was it the first time Blood Bowl was played in the Guild Hall?
It was. Yeah. It was actually. Yeah. It's mainly 40k and Magic and stuff like that.
Yeah, they even like don't really have much of a friendly scene or anything going on, do they?
No, although in fairness, two or three people came in over the course of the weekend. He said he'd told people in the shop or whatever that there was going to be the tournament happening, and he said there was oh, I've wanted to play it, but I'd love to know more. So there was a couple of people came in over the course of the weekend to have a look. So it was great that because I wasn't playing, that I was able to have a chat. And yeah, there was one lad who was well up for it. Must give him a text note next time there's a tournament on or whatever, and we'll get him playing.
Oh, very good. Yeah, yeah. It's be no harm to even just try and get a meet up and have an old friendly or something. That could be kind of cool.
Yeah, that's it.
That's great.
Um, yeah, finding a venue very important. Turns out
It's quite tough, to be honest, finding venues.
it's getting it at a decent price is the hard part, I suppose, isn't it? And that it's central and that it'll have everything you need because you can't have tables too small, especially for Blood Bowl.
No, yeah, the tables is my problem. Like I'm trying to put together a 2 day at the moment, November, and fecking tables are the biggest problem. Like venues are fine, but trying to get venues with tables is an issue. So we'll see. But no,
Um, but I suppose the only thing is like yeah, you just like yeah, the tables are just massive, and then especially like if people aren't playing with the mats, which are very compact, like if people bring the GW boards, and you end up having to put the what you call it, where the subs and the CAS players
the
go,
sidelines, yeah.
sidelines. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, the one in Killarney was fine. It was a
Just
bit
about
just about, yeah. Tables just about
so
were a
good.
bit close, like, weren't they?
Thanks, Matt.
Um,
Yeah, they were just on the doable side of fine. Like they wouldn't want to have been any smaller.
no, no, no. And in fairness, we had the dugouts and things on alright for some of the pitches, but yeah, you really need those like Alicante mats, don't you? The pitches,
Yeah,
even
yeah, they're just perfect, aren't they?
even my neoprene one was too big.
Oh, was
I
it?
mean, Yeah, I think it got swapped
Just
out.
hanging off the side a small bit.
Yeah. So it got swapped out at some point for a better pitch, which is fair enough, right? And then there was a couple like GW pitches lying around, but no dugouts on them.
Yeah.
Was it? Maybe the dugouts did fit.
Some people were putting the dugouts on the shelf beside them and stuff like that. Or
Yeah,
the players anyway, yeah.
but sure, that's fine. But yeah, look, it was a lovely tournament, lovely venue, and so it was basically Eurobowls rules, but not quite Eurobowls rules, right? You
Yeah,
just
because I started drafting the rules back in, I'd say it was actually the end of October, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was around
Yeah,
the
so the
first
overall
or the
rules had only
second.
just been announced.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
gonna
so
say.
we knew that they were going to undergo some changes, so I took it upon myself to be like, I think this would be a bit more fair. And in fairness, Andy Davo gave it a shout out on, was it the Eurowall Discord or something? However, he commented
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Because
he
I didn't
he
advertise it internationally, and yet I ended up with two people traveling from Spain as a result of that.
yeah. Yeah, I think he saw it. Was it just I think it was just
Oh,
through
he
the
might have been
Euroball
checking the NAF
Discord,
website or something. Oh, yeah,
maybe.
that too.
Yeah, because I think Kaylon and myself might have put it in at some point, just to like
Yes.
show what the rules could be like with a few tweaks. And I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
Andy got hold of it.
Yeah, and like in fairness, like, they definitely weren't perfect. But
No, they were definitely
I'd say
better than what
they
was.
gave people more options. Not as restrictive as the Euroball rules.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But there was still a couple of rosters that were a bit scary.
You'll
Shall
always
we
have
say?
that, I suppose, yeah. Yeah, Danton's Humans comes to mind.
Dancing Humans often comes to my mind actually. Yeah. I've I've been traumatized.
Yes, I made a slight mistake there. I should have restricted teams to only one stack because, yeah, I mean, well, he probably would have just taken on two separate players and it wouldn't have been as intimidating then. Well, still intimidating, but yeah, he'd a tackle mighty blow stack and he'd a sneaky get dirty player stack.
Yeah. Along
But
with
in fairness,
like
he didn't have a bribe then either.
no, but he could have put in a bribe. Or no, could he? Rules
No, I
wise?
think I
No.
restricted bribes and sneaky gate to anyone that's tier 5 and below because then
Uh
if you want to take the death roller with dwarves, you can, but you just won't get to bribe it. And the same with sneaky get dirty player. But then if your goblins or halflings or whatever, you can. That
yeah,
was my
yeah.
logic,
Yeah, that's fair enough. But yeah, so he still took like four guard and like block thrower and a couple of other bits and bobs. So it was pretty
Yeah, but sure,
tough.
look, first time writing rules, we live and we learn.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think the rules were fine. You took what was a very, very bad rule set and you converted it into a pretty decent, okay rule set, right?
Yeah,
Um,
and I wonder did I penalise stars a bit too much because nobody took a star? Or was there one star?
um, well, I played against Borak Renegades anyway, so there was definitely one
Oh,
star.
yes, there was definitely one star.
My customary game versus Borak Renegades.
You do love a bit of Borak Renegades.
Yeah, it was funny. So I can say it now, right? Because we're talking at the tournament. But game one, I played against Saigorai and his Borak Renegades, which was the fourth game in a row against Renegades with my High Elves on tabletop.
Because you played them 3 times in Cork, wasn't it?
Yes, I played them three in a row at
At
Bleed Bowl,
Bleed Bowl.
and then Borak Renegades first thing on Saturday morning, which was pretty funny. Yeah. Um. Oh yeah, there was the Black Gobbo as well, and there was also
Actually,
Grombendale.
that's right. So actually, no, fuck me, I'm wrong. No,
So there
stars
was
are plenty.
there was at least three stars. Dave didn't have any, right? Fiki didn't have
Oh,
any.
Fiki took fungus.
Oh, Fiki took fungus. Yeah. So the four stars.
Yeah, 4 stars out of 16 players. That's not bad.
No, that's quarter of the tournament have stars.
Yeah, that's plenty actually.
That's pretty good. There's more stars in the Milky Way. Like,
You're not wrong.
no, no, no. So yeah, first game was against. I I'd Hargrim, of course, as my partner. Keith Grimm as Kaelon christened us. And we had Sean and what's his name? Matthew?
Matthew, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, game one. So Renegades versus Ogres, or Renegades and Ogres versus Dark Elves and High Elves, which is a bit scary. But we got the round win, so that was pretty good.
You
Feek is
did.
a wise
How many
man.
cads did you take to get that win?
How many Kaz did I take against Sean?
Who is a cads machine?
Was it 4 inflicted and 5 total? Maybe. Something like that.
I'll have no look for the crack.
You can correct me, sure.
Deaths against 3, injuries against 5, yeah.
Yeah, it was funny that 3 out of my 5 Kaz died. which was very fitting considering that's exactly what happened at Bleed Bowl as well. Like at Bleed Bowl I took about maybe 9 Kaz total of Bleed Bowl, which is very, very little, which might have something to do why I won the tournament. But out of like my 9 Kaz against 5 of them were just straight dead. So Sean really kept it up anyway with a Killarney just going, yeah, they're dead. And I was like, oh, that's fine.
Yeah, he did 30 Kaz in 6 games.
Yeah.
No one even came close.
No.
Next closest was 17 Kaz.
Yeah, which is a bit more like.
Oh, sorry, he did 32. Excuse me.
Yeah, which is probably about 6, 7, 8 more than you'd expect, right? Like, I don't know. I feel most Kaz in a 6-game tournament is about 24, 25 normally.
Yeah.
Which is
of course he took a very rowdy build. 0 team rerolls.
0 team rerolls, yeah.
Leader, Borak, and a mascot.
Yeah. Which is what actually ended up losing him the game against me.
Because the mascot didn't work, or?
So I think we had rain for the whole game. And then I was basically playing for a draw because Hargrim was going to win against the Ogres. So Hargrim had secured the win. I conceded on my defense. Then I just decided that I'd stall it out. And then I actually kind of started running out of players, so I was like, right, I better bang it in and get my KOs back, and then just try and defend against him. So he was missing his leader at this point because he did a 1-die block turn 7 with the leader, and he Kaz himself, which was pretty funny. And he had to use the Borak reroll to, I think, pick up the ball in order to score on his 8. So then he only had the mascot for the second half. So I didn't feel too bad banging it in and giving him 3 turns. In the rain.
Yeah.
And then I put him under massive pressure. And he failed to pick up or something. Or else I sacked him, and then he had to like try and run after me and catch me. And then the mascot failed. Which, as a 5+, it's probably going to fail quite often, right? I think he said something that it didn't work all weekend.
Really? 5+, every half for 6 games, it should work eventually.
I think he said it didn't. I could be wrong. Maybe it worked once or twice, but I thought I heard him say it didn't work at all.
It's good value for 30k.
Oh, it's very good value for 30k, yeah. Yeah, it is way better than throwing in coaches or whatever.
Assistant coaches or whatever, yeah.
Yeah. Because it's a 5+ every half as opposed to +3 to, a 1 in 12 that you might still just lose anyway. So I really think
this is true.
Yeah, I think there's good value.
And especially with the multiple rerolls per turn, like rerolls are never not useful, are they?
No. And like especially since it's so easy to just be like, oh, I'll try the mascot, and then if it fails, you can just reroll anyway if you really want.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. Yeah, so round win for us. Game 1. Which then meant we had to play eventual winners, Danton and Hollybinch. Or Holybinch. Holy binge.
Holy Binch, I suppose. Yeah, so they were on Zons and Humans.
Yeah. And
And
then
Zons are Zons.
yeah, I was a bit, I was kind of questioning things myself, honestly, when I had to play Danton. Because my tiebreakers were worse than Hargrim's, and Danton's tiebreakers were better than Holy Binch. And I was like, that seems a bit unfair.
No, I think it was the appropriate level of fair.
Yeah, yeah. So nonetheless, myself and Hargrim both lost in what was a very eventful game against Danton. Um,
It was close,
was
wasn't it?
despite the fact I finished the game with about 4 L's on the pitch, yeah, it was very close. There was a couple of like dodging in some chains, some I think there was one point where I dodged in on a 6+ and double uphill powed him. In fairness, it was on a thrower, right? So it's only a 5+5+. I might have had wrestle. Who's to say? I can't remember. And then there was actually an occasion where after I sacked the ball, there was like a 6+4+2+, maybe 2+, where I could have picked up the ball, handed it off, and ran away to win the game. So I was diced that I didn't win that one.
And it was this an actual 6+, like when you were playing against me at Bleed Ball.
This was an actual 6+, yeah, yeah. Not one of those fake 6+s against you.
He said, "I'll take this 5+ pickup," and I was like, "You know, that's actually a 6+." Oh well, I've the 6 rolled now.
In fairness, right? In fairness, against you it was a 4+, right? That was
What was
actually
it
a
for?
5.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was a 4+.
Yeah.
That was actually a 5+, but I rolled a 6 anyway, so it didn't make a difference.
I like how you were like, "Oh, geez, and you know, if I'd known that, I probably wouldn't have rolled it at all."
Genuinely, yeah. If I knew it was a 5+ pickup rather than a 4+, I wouldn't have rolled it at all. Yeah, because I think the scatters would have been fine. I suppose the scatters were fine anyway against you. But I had a bunch of elves versus your nobblers, and I'm sure it was raining as well or something, was it? Or no, was it raining?
I can't remember, man. That's a month ago.
Yeah, it's more than a month ago. Nearly 2 months now.
Shit.
I can't remember anyway, but yeah, something like that. I felt pretty secure that if I had known it was a 5+, I wouldn't have bothered going for it and just marked the ball like the grand. So that was grand, and then
But that was a loss, wasn't it, overall for you?
yeah, 2 losses, 2 comprehensive losses to be honest. In the end, like even though I
Because
made
you and Hargrim
Danton,
are bad at Blood Bowl.
well, yeah, yeah, that's it. Um, but no, in fairness, like despite being down to like 4 players, Danton had to do like a 3+3+ on turn 16 to win the game. It's basically
Oh yeah,
impossible.
so it could have easily been a tie. Yeah.
I could have been, in fairness, yeah. But I was sitting there with like 7, 8 players off the pitch. But no, it was a good game. It was a lot of fun. I think Danton took great pleasure in beating me. He took great pleasure in Mighty Blow tackling my players and then fouling them every turn anyway.
That does sound like fun.
Does sound like fun, doesn't it? Yeah.
Although, you know,
Um,
it's not as fun without the I don't know, those old Blood Bowl 2 sound effects of the high elves going, ah!
that's true. Yeah. I really should bring them back. Just make my own sound effects while I'm playing.
Oh, you should do.
That would be much better.
Be great crack, yeah.
Yeah, and then sure, game 3 we had who did we have? I had
Worst
Bozzy
possible
Boz.
matchup.
Yeah, of course. Bozzy Boz again. And Hargrim had Goblin Insane with his Black Orcs. So I had Orcs and Hargrim had Black Orcs. Which again, the tiebreakers were wrong. Because I should
Oh
have
my god,
played.
you're gonna keep on about this.
No, it's only one more round. No, it was changed. Yeah, and then I played a lovely draw against Matt, I think.
Who
Yeah,
was
I got
on
it.
Orcs with Tackle Mighty Blow.
Yeah, another tackle mighty blow. Always, always good fun, right? At least he didn't have
Fun
a
and
DG
interactive.
sneaky git. That's
Yeah,
the
this
main
is
thing.
true. He just had a sneaky git. Did he have one? No, maybe I'm wrong.
No, 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 I didn't.
It was the
No.
other.
The Black
Uh,
Orc had one, I think, wasn't it?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, fun game against Matt. I was honestly, I thought it was pretty good for a 2-0 win, and then I snaked with the ball carrier, which terrible decision.
No, he shouldn't have done that.
No, I shouldn't have done that. No, no, and then it was a draw, basically. But that was fine. So
That was
yeah,
another
that
round
was
win for you.
it was yeah. But then that brought it into game or day one. Really fun day. Um,
And we
just
went for lovely
fantastic.
pints.
We did. We went for lovely pints and lovely food and the Laurels, and it was kind of a bit of a comedy sketch, really. The dinner, wasn't it?
With how many tables we were on?
Yeah. So we showed up first with a party of 8, and we got a lovely big round table, and we were like, "Oh, this is lovely and cozy now." And then sure, 2 or 3 more of you arrive on, so they pull over another table, a smaller table to connect the dots, and it was slightly lower. And sure, there was 11 of us then, and then was it 2 more showed up then after that?
Santa and Holy Vince, yeah. So we were up to 13 then,
So
all
they
over
brought
the place.
over another small table. So we were just 13 of us thrown in the corner on 3 different tables, 3 different round tables as well. So it made it a bit awkward, really, to try and talk to everyone and trying to communicate. But it was a good crack, and it was lovely
We
food.
persevered. The
We
grub was
did.
very
We
good.
we got through, had some pints, had a good time. Um, but come here to me, yeah, the cafe place beside the venue was gorgeous as well for lunch. Did you eat there at all?
I did, but I think I was waiting 50 minutes, yeah.
15 minutes or 50?
50, 50.
Jesus. On
Not ideal.
Was that
I would have gone
after
in
us?
first. I think I was probably the last one to walk in, yeah.
Yeah.
It was myself and Danton and Holy Bench.
All go
I had to
away,
give him
yeah, yeah.
I had to give him an extra bit of time then, obviously, to finish or to start the second round.
Yeah, I'm sure that was against me anyway.
Yeah, you sure. Easy game.
Yeah. Um Yeah, in fairness, the food was lovely. Bit slow. Bit slow, I will say, alright. Um
I
like
should have
sure
gone to the
I
bagel place next door.
yeah, maybe. I didn't bother going there on the Sunday, and yeah. I went down to a Centra. Got myself a chicken fillet roll. Lovely. It
It was damn fine.
was damn good now. Do you have anything else to say about the Saturday morning then? Or
No, I
Saturday
suppose
evening?
just that when he rolled around on Sunday, didn't Crowley realise that it wasn't Swiss within Swiss like it was supposed to be?
No, no it wasn't. No.
No, yeah. Oops.
Oops, indeed. So going into oops indeed. I could have avoided playing Danton and Bozzy Boz, you prick.
Do you know what?
I
I did you a favour because it saved you getting a dicing from the Black Gobbo.
It is true. Yeah. Yeah, in fairness, I didn't have to play against the Black Gobble.
It would have been
Um,
very embarrassing if you lost that. Which you would
I
have,
mean,
almost certainly.
Black Orcs are a good team though.
Oh, they're very good, yeah. Only the elite players play them.
That's it. Yeah. I quite enjoy Black Orcs now myself, actually. Um so yeah, Sunday morning then. What was it looking like Sunday morning? Myself and Hargrim were on 2-0-1.
It was all to play for because Denton and Holy Binch were in first place, and then first game Sunday morning they were playing against our 2 Spaniards,
Oh
and the 2
yes.
Spaniards actually went on to win that round.
They did. Yeah, but they'd
That
lost
really
the
blew things
round,
wide open.
hadn't they? Did they
No, no,
lose
no,
a,
that was their only loss.
but the Spaniards lost
Oh, the Spaniards lost to.
the kids.
They did. They lost to the lads, no dads.
Yeah. Was that on Saturday, no? Or was that on Sunday?
That was Saturday.
Yeah. So the two Waterford boys, like, they were cruising, weren't they? They were 3-0-0,
They were
and
doing a
then
bit of a victory,
then
and then that
myself
blew
and
right open.
Hargrim, and we were on the 2-0-1, and the Spanish lads as well,
Yeah.
because the Vampires lost to the Corn. And did the Norse beat the OWA, or was that a draw?
No, I think it was a tie. Yeah.
A draw, yeah, but you're round loss anyway. So yeah, basically the Spaniards had to win Sunday morning,
And they did.
and it was only because Gotrek was supposed to be playing Holly Bench that they realised that the draw was wrong, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was fine. Do you know, it's not as big of a deal when it wasn't teams of 4 or something that, you had multiple people were wrong. It was like, it was teams of 2, so 50% of the time it was right anyway.
Yeah, somewhat.
Look, it worked out fine.
Did it?
It
No, it did. It did. It was fine. Yeah. So yeah, day two was fine, right? We had oh yes, I remember. I had a quick look on the drive back when you'd made the draw originally, and like I knew all Saturday evening I was playing Dave, and his ogres, and then I'd stop some. What did I do? I had to stop in Rathmore or something for a coffee on the way back, and I said I'd have a look at the old draw now to see if it was up. And you draw me against Fiki, and I was like, "What the fuck is this like?" This is 3 rounds in a row now where I've had the wrong matchup, like. And I got back into my car and I was like, I literally, lad, I drove from Rathmore to Killarney, like, for fuck's sake, this fucking draw. I have to say it to him now when I go back. Like, I can't be playing Snotling. Fuck this.
Fucking bullshit.
It's fucking bullshit, like, diced
No,
again.
not playing with them.
Yeah. I'm sick of playing fucking Renegades and Ogres with my high elves. Give me a real team, like Ogres. um, but yeah, so when I arrived anyway in Killarney, the draw had been fixed, I think, so I wasn't too bad. I felt a bit happier then.
You had nothing left to complain about then.
No, no, which is rare.
Yeah. But did you
Very.
lose a game on day 2?
No,
Oh, did you try one?
no, I did. Did I?
That's because you're shit.
I did. I drew against the Vampires, yeah. Although, in fairness, that game could have gone either way in the end. As most games against Vampires could, right?
Yeah.
I'd a 2-2-2 to make it 1-1 at half time, and
Wicked,
failed to
yeah.
dodge, and then did my drive somehow with no rerolls. Like turn 5, I had no rerolls left. Did I mention I snaked the pickup twice against Vampires?
Oh, you're bad at rolling dice.
I'm really bad when it comes to picking up the ball. Yeah. So the first time was fine because obviously it was in center of the field. The second time was after I'd been sacked, and I'd activated like 3 of my players, and then I just snaked the pickup anyway, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, this is how I lose the game. But just fine, managed to win, and then he almost got the 1 turn. So he had in the end, it came down to a 3+ catch, and then maybe like a 3 or a 4+ dodge, 2+ dodge, and then maybe a couple of go for it, but failed the catch. So it was pretty close. Could have gone either way, like. So that was the draw. That was round 6, right? But round
Yeah,
4
to be in
was,
with a chance of winning the tournament, you needed to win that, didn't you? And you needed to win it by quite a bit.
yeah, we
Or
needed
do
to
you
win.
need? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we can come on to that in a minute, right? So
No, we'll
first
do it now.
game on first game Sunday morning, we had Dave's Ogres for me, and Hargrim had Fiki Snotlings. And Fiki decided to roll terribly that game, which was a shame because he could have
Oh,
beaten
that's a new
Hargrim.
tactic for him.
Yeah, he got over it there
Jokes.
for a bit. He actually started rolling well there for a couple of games, and then he decided to find more double skulls, which
He loves
one
double skulls.
he loves double skulls. He double skulled with Fungus, I think, like first block or something against Hargrim, which not what I'd have done.
It's who's to say if it's right or wrong? Um, yeah, no, just he loves rolling bad.
He does, yeah. And then Dave just spent the whole game trying to foul me, which
Oh, I can't. Ogre's doing that. I'm shocked.
right, yeah. I thankfully killed his DP sneaky 8, which
Rude.
turn 1, which I was quite pleased with. Or no, turn 2. Sorry, I received. No, did I receive? I did. Yeah. Yeah, so poor Dave had about like 4 snotlings sent off, and his DP think could get Kaz and maybe another thing Kaz, and he finished the game with like 1 snotling or 1 nobbler on the pitch.
Come here to
Honestly,
me. In general, did you choose to kick or receive with the high elves when you were given the choice?
I kicked most of the time. Yeah. There was one game at Bleed Bowl I received. I chose to receive.
Yeah.
And I think there was one game in Killarney where I chose to receive, and I'm almost certain both of those games I regretted it. Every other time I like didn't have an option or just get kicked anyway, and I was pretty happy with. I think I chose to receive against Stanton and his humans. I don't know. Maybe I played the game against Stanton wrong. I opted to receive and quick score against the humans, and I thought I would just put a load of pressure on and try and get the ball and go 2-0 up, or at least try like.
Yes.
But sure, it didn't really work out. There was no real opportunity for me to get any pressure on. I just got removed. So I don't know. Maybe I should have just DAC'd, right? But even then, like, it's against humans, right? Dacking is quite hard when they fucking like
When
do
the movement 7.
Yeah, movement 7 with tackle mighty blow, like just to come in and hit you every turn anyway. And then sure, like if you fail, you're fucked. So
yeah, and yeah, it's not that easy. Especially like it's a lot easier against Chorfs or Orcs or something,
yeah,
where your movement 5 or whatever, and all of a sudden it gets very hard to start covering the pitch. And
yeah. So I don't know. I'm still quite happy with the idea of receiving and banging it in. Maybe I should have just kicked again though, right? If I just kicked, I'd be able to put on the same amount of pressure. But I didn't want to give up the initial LOS hits against the DP sneaky hit. Like, I don't know. It was a tough roster to try and play around, honestly. I received against the ogres as well. Did I? I must have. Yeah, I received. Yeah, I received against the ogres, and it was actually such a deep kick that I basically did a half DACA for like the first 2 or 3 turns. Everything ran back. Which against ogres is kind of fine, isn't it? Just
yeah.
But the problem is I got pitch invasion, so 2 of my players went down, so he was able to like just gang foul them, and one of them was like one of my catchers, so I had to try and bring a couple of players forward to try and recover the catcher. Really, put a few loads up. No, kind of ruined the whole DACA plan. But again, against the ogres, I was just going to score in 2 or 3 turns. But I ended up stalling for 8 turns, I'd say.
Yeah, because of course, the old offense is tough enough for ogres, isn't it? And especially when elves can dodge in on the snotling cage on a 2 or whatever.
Yeah. But it's fine. Both times I've played against ogres with my elves, the ogre just caught the ball on the kickoff. So both yourself and Dave decided to employ that strategy. But then you're just kind of
in fairness, I did bring a sure hands ogre.
You did.
I had anticipated this being a thing.
Yeah. What was really funny against Dave was he set up with an illegal setup. Like, he didn't have 3 people on the LOS. And then he caught the ball on the ogre, and I just said to Dave, I was like, you don't have a proper setup there, like. And he was like, oh yeah, I don't. I can set up again and I can kick if you want. And I was like, no, it's fine. I was like, work away, it doesn't matter.
You'd be magnanimous like that.
On fairness, I'd be fair sound. I mean, the amount of times I've tried to set up without people on the LOS, like, it's more than it should happen.
Do you know? Yeah, I've definitely done it at a tournament where someone was like, you can't have three players in the wide zone there now. It's like one of the basic
Yeah,
rules of the game.
yeah. But like you'd be concentrating on other things. Do you
You'd be
know?
fucking thinking, I'm going up the ball, or I'm going up the pitch here now with the ball, and I
Yeah.
need these three guys for that, and then you just don't even think about it. Yeah.
I mean, like most of the time, like if I'm at elves or something, like I'm trying to, not mark the big scary guys in case anything fails. Although I don't think I've actually ever done a legal setup with the high elves because it's always like offset in a tree anyway, so that's fine. And then my old chevrons basically.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
but yeah, that was a funny moment because I was like, I could definitely make sure the ogre doesn't have the ball here. Well, or at least give it another chance. But like, I don't know. I thought I know he wasn't trying to cheat or anything. It was just completely accidental,
Yeah, yeah.
and it wasn't like he wasn't going to get three dices on my elves anyway. So I was just like, it's fine, whatever. Honestly, it was kind of like it kind of left himself a bit more open to blitzing or anything anyway. So, but I didn't even notice until he started taking his first block. Like he caught the ball, he moved the ogre, and then he was like, "I'm gonna hit there," and I was like, "But they were done. Like you'd only two on the LOS, Dave."
You dice rolled that stage, so it's too late.
Yeah, but sure, you'd already caught the ball with the ogre, right? So, like I
Yeah,
said,
exactly. Do you know what I'm saying? He'd the catch rolled, so you.
yeah, like it didn't make any difference. It was fine. So
Uh,
yeah, that was game four. That was pretty good. Another round win for us, and we had lads no dads then. Game five, which was good
my
fun.
favorite team names.
Yeah,
The dad,
they're so
lads and
good.
lads, not that. So good.
They're so good. Yeah. Um. Yeah, Harrigan had a nice, comfortable win, I think, against Oshin, from what I could tell. And then fucking Zuka Paluka caused me some problems for sure. Couldn't make any progress.
No, they're two very
Um
good coaches, especially for their age.
yeah, there, yeah. I
Yeah,
essentially
they'll be very dangerous in a few years.
I had to do chain pushes on turn 8 to get myself into scoring range as High Elves versus Norse, which was just crazy. Like it was a very passive defense from the Norse. Like they basically just stayed in elf columns for the entire drive, and then took like their
Yes.
blitz and then passed the turn. But because of that, it meant that I could get no penetration, and I didn't knock anything down on my blitzes, at all.
And North have that bit of movement as well, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, he just didn't move, right? He just took a blitz, and then that's your turn. And I was like, okay,
But you know what? In the same way that humans can cover a pitch, like
yeah,
North aren't too bad.
hmm yeah.
Like when even
So
your swing four pieces are movement six.
yeah, it's so good, isn't it? So eventually, I had like a 1D to like clear a path to get the entire team through, and then skull into skull, or no, I think I both down into skull, and then my ball got sacked, but I caught it on another lino, and thankfully I had a catcher who was like one square out of range, and I was able to do a chain push to push another fella and then like form a little like T shape to push the catcher forward one and then hand it off. It was a complete shit show, honestly. I was there like I can't believe I'm going to lose this game.
So
And
little chain pushes and stuff make all the difference, don't they?
oh, it does, yeah. Like you need to have them in your locker. I did some lovely chain pushes over the weekend, honestly, against Stanton. I did a lovely chain push to get onto the ball to try and sack it. I did like two chain pushes against Bozzy Balls to pop the ball out to the side of the cage to get a blitz on with the wrestle strip to sack it.
Yes, yes.
Um, so yeah, stuff like that it's really important just being able to see stuff like that, isn't it? And then
100%. Oh
fair
yeah, it
play.
makes like it's the difference, at a high level between a win and a draw or a draw and a loss.
Yeah, yeah. Well, honestly, like a year ago, I probably would have lost that game with the high elves. I'd say I just wouldn't have seen the possibility to chain right.
Yeah, it's just and then, it's funny. It's because like once you get into the habit of like identifying it, just becomes kind of second nature, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a massive extra skill to have in Blood Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah, but of
Um.
course, obviously, like there's varying degrees of it. Like I don't know, somebody like K Fogged or somebody like that is obviously going to be 100 times better at it than you or me. But
Yeah, but like in fairness, how many games of Blood Bowl has Kfo played?
definitely at least two.
It's not his first time playing, that's for sure. Yeah, and in fairness to the two lads, they both tried one turns.
Did they?
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't
Hargrim
all
was
quite
up.
manage the North one turn now.
I mean, he had what, like four or five frenzy players, and there
Yeah, I
was
suppose you have the
seven.
pass and do the movements. Yeah.
It's not great. It's terrible, right? But it's
Well, it's the
doable.
fact that you have to make dodges afterwards. That's the hard part.
Yeah, yeah. But no. So Hargrim was 2-0 up on his one, and so he gave Oshin a bit of time trying to figure it out, and they talked it through a bit. And
Oh yeah, yeah, that was nice.
I don't think they managed to do it anyway, because of course the corn is only moving 6,
Yeah, yeah, massive difference.
whereas I had to do my chain pushes, and Nathan has his one turn on turn 8, so I didn't give him any help. being
The case
being the
couldn't afford
tryhard that I
to
was.
score. Like, I had to chain push just to get this over the fucking line. You are
uh
getting no help.
yeah, well, I mean, honestly, right? I'm not going to sit there and help my opponent one turn against me on turn 8, like. If it was turn 16 and I was 2-0 up, then obviously I would have just been like, oh, maybe we could do it this way, maybe we could see what happens, like.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I'm not going to be like, oh, this is how you should do it. um,
Because you don't ever you don't want to enter the BBC club, do you?
no, no, no.
Beaten by a child.
Yeah, you want to stay away from that club.
No, no.
But a few people were, obviously, over the weekend.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sure, Gotrick got beaten by a child.
He did. He did.
So he got fully
And
corned.
Minnie's the coach has lost to Teenage Dementor.
Yeah, I haven't, actually. It's very funny. I a positive, like, I haven't lost a Dementor ever. And it's something he's trying to fix. So I just keep refusing to play him. It's
Get
just
matched up in
entertaining.
first game of the tournament. You're like, no, not doing it.
No, no, not playing. Needs to
He's a
keep my
cheater.
win record. Yeah. I think I'm like 2-1-0 or something, or 2-2-0 or something. I'm 3-1-0 against Dementor. That's just how good
Oh,
I
you
am.
have actually played him. I thought you were just fully avoiding him.
No, I've played him 4 times, yeah. I'm just that good. So there was a 3-0 win for me, a 2-0 win for me, a 2-2 draw, and then a 2-0 win for me. All pretty convincing.
Not too bad. But yeah, you played Vance last game, and that's definitely not your first time playing Vance.
Um, no, no. Honestly, I think it was about my third time playing against one tabletop, maybe fourth. Um, yeah, third or fourth time playing against one tabletop, I think. Let me see. Yeah, Gotrix Vamps. I played against Doug Lowe's Vamps as well, and someone else. God, I can't remember. Who was the? I remember exactly what tournament it was. I remember it was like game 1 of the tournament. I had Vamps. I don't know. I can't remember his name. Yeah. Unsurprisingly, I'm actually all 3 of my games against Vamps have been. I've a win and 2 draws. I think against Vamps. They're tough. They're really tough.
Yeah.
Um, I think the High Elf matchup was actually the easiest one I've had against Vamps.
Well, it's a bit easier to get away from them and stuff, isn't it? And
It's just more you can screen better, right? But then also any one of your players can pick it up on a 2+ if it does get sacked. and you also have a bit more mobility to try and shut things down, but also to try and like be more spread
Fetch
out
them and
against them.
stuff.
Yeah, whereas like a lot of teams you have to be a lot more bunched up, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So in fairness, I've played Amazons versus Vamps, which is what I won. Then I played Griff Flings versus Vamps, which was a nightmare. But
That would be a
Griff
horrible game, yeah.
Griff was pretty good, and yeah, and then the High Elves. But yeah, the this was the toughest one, honestly. Gotrek Vamps were the toughest one.
And yeah, he didn't take any block or dodge or anything, wasn't it? It was all pro on the vamps.
He had four pro, was it, and a leader, and then a
Yeah.
mighty blow Varg. Because you limited the amount of pro you could take, so he was forced to take a leader.
Yeah, well, yeah, in keeping with the like the team of the Euro Bowl rule set, I was like, okay, I'm not going to do, include the innate skills, but I am going to limit you to four skills.
Yeah, which I think is fine, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Yeah. Um. Oh yeah, yeah. I played. Oh fuck it, yeah. I played Jam Toast's Vamps as well, at a Eurovision Bowl, which I did lose. Sorry. Yeah. So I have lost the Vamps and tabletop. Sorry, I just completely wiped that one from my memory.
Oh, surprise, surprise! Keith wipes out the losses, and he only remembers the wins.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the easiest way to just wipe out the losses. And I've
No bias
played.
here.
I I don't know if I've played Kalon's Vamps. I might have played half a practice game against them at some point. I did, yeah. I played half a practice game against his Vamps with my Zons. And in true Kalon fashion, he just pitch cleared me. He's really good at pitch clearing me, honestly, Kalon. He just loves a foul. It's really good. So yeah, that basically brings us to the end, right? We had the old ceremony. So do you want to talk a bit what it was like being the TO and what you did when you weren't playing the games and who got the awards, I suppose.
Well, in fairness, I knew beforehand that my tour play skills mightn't be the best, so I was worried about the tiebreakers and stuff not being correct on tour play,
Yes.
especially for the
Yeah.
top tables and stuff. So yeah, so I was filling out all those onto an Excel document just to make sure that they were, that whoever finished second should finish second. You'd hate to have the wrong person go home with the trophy, wouldn't you, Keith?
You would, yeah.
Yeah. Could you imagine what sort of a fuck up? What sort of a TO would do that?
That would be a big fuck up. Yeah. Yeah. Imagine giving the wrong person the trophy as well, and then just not doing anything about
I suppose if that stage the egg has been cracked, hasn't it?
it. Yeah. But sure, look, moving on.
Yeah. So after Eurovision, yeah, I was like, no, I have to make sure whoever is right is first, second, and third. So that took up a good bit of time, and then myself and Kaelan over day two managed to get half a game of Blood Bowl played.
Sounds about right with Kaelon, yeah. Yeah. That's why I
um,
specified I played half a game with Kaelon. Because it's never a full game. Because they all take about 3 hours a half.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, but sure, once you start talking at all, it's dangerous, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Yeah, yeah. It's tough once
There's
you
very
start
little room
talking.
for crack in 2.25 hours of Blood Bowl.
There is because a lot of people be thinking. That's why you just
Yeah,
need to
and
play teams on vibes.
oh, round times and vibes.
Well, round times are definitely on vibes in Ireland tournaments, yeah.
In fairness, I was strict enough, and I started to realize after the first round or two, I was like, if I let them have 3 hours, they would play for 3 hours. But I have to be ruthless and just be like, it's 2.25 hours. Come on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think you have to. I think you have to be like, there's an hour left. Make sure you're in the second half and all this stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, because there was somebody like I think I let them. they were like, oh, we're turn 6, we're nearly finished, and it was going into lunch, and I was like, fine, you can play it out, like, and it was still nearly lunch. Our lunch was nearly over by the time they were finished.
Yeah, which isn't fair either, like on the coaches, because they need to, like, you need time to have your food and stuff as well.
Yeah, this is it. This is it. And
Like
then I don't know. I suppose it's kind of not fair on everyone else then, because they finished their games in time, and they decided that they weren't able to take 20 minutes to think out this one turn. So
yeah, yeah, it's tough. So yeah, you did the tiebreakers, and you played a game with Kale on in between him going watching the match and things, and you just kind of floated around in chatting to people. So that was pretty good.
I did. I got to watch a good bit of the games and stuff. That bit harder, isn't it, to, like, I don't know, kind of randomly come into a game of tabletop Blood Bowl and be kind of assess the state of the play and stuff, isn't it? I think so now.
In terms of like walking up to a board and look at who's going to win and what, like.
Yeah, yeah. Or I don't know, even just kind of like, okay, this is what this person was thinking, and I don't know, it's just that bit less identifiable than it would be like as if you were playing online or tuned into a game online. Does that make sense?
Oh yes, yes, I see what you mean. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's tricky, right? Like it's harder to see stuff on tabletop. It's why streaming tabletop Blood Bowl doesn't work amazingly, right?
No.
Because even if you have a proper like top down camera, like all it takes is like for someone's models to be like halfway visible or whatever, or like just not clear at all, and then all of a
No,
sudden
it
you've
doesn't
no
work,
idea.
and well, it doesn't work that well. And then, like, you have people maybe identifying their models by the color of the base, and then if it's a top-down camera, you can't see the color of the base, and
Yeah, and then sure they might by identifying the models by the base, and then they might have Charlie Victor bands on as well, so you can't see anything. And, like you've all honestly playing tabletop it's hard, right? Because I sometimes I find it really hard to like identify positionals, and obviously some of them are really easy, but some of them are it's an absolute chore. Like trying to look at some positionals and being like, all right, you're like the Amazon team is really, really difficult. The GW Amazons really struggle with them, trying to
a
figure out
lot of
what's
the
going
GW
on.
teams are like that. Even
Yeah.
like go from the most basic and like the 2016 release of Humans, like to the
Oh, the
naked eye,
fucking
just trying to tell the
humans.
difference between the blitzers and the linemen is.
Yeah. Yeah, the humans are a pain. They're terrible. Um, and orcs as well, of course. Like, and in nobility, right? You have to count the fecking feathers.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, this one has 4 feathers now, so that's the blitzer, and this one has 3 feathers, so that's a bodyguard, and these lads only have 2, so that's a peasant. Uh-huh, gotcha. It's as soon as someone sits down and they're like, and you see this one now, so this one has golden shoulder pads, and this one has silver shoulder pads, so that's so you tell the difference between the blitzers and the catchers.
That's exactly what you said, isn't it?
Yeah, my Hiles are terrible. I really need a different Hile team. Mine are well. You see see these guys with the big tusks on the shoulder pads. They're the blitzers, and these other golden shoulder pads without the tusks, they're the catchers.
Obviously, everyone knows that.
Everyone knows that. Yeah, I mean, fairness for
Uh,
Killarney, it was much better because the skills were a lot less confusing than Bleed Bowl.
Iki says 215 is a shit amount of time for a fun tournament, and 230 should be the benchmark. Yeah, I suppose keyword there is fun tournament, and it's hard in like 5 games in Ireland is after becoming the norm for a 2-day tournament, isn't it? Where I wanted to get the 6 games
Yeah, I
because
like
part of it as well
six.
as I was worried that people wouldn't be separated enough by 5 games, and then trying to get people out the door on Sunday
Yeah, yeah.
in time to
It's
be
true.
able to go back up to wherever they're traveling from.
Yeah, it is tricky. Like 5 games works really well because like you can finish up about 3 o'clock, right? And then people can get flights on a Sunday evening, or they can travel home or whatever, and not be trying to get in the door late. You know.
Yeah, like I landed on 215 because I think that was the time that was given us Euroball in Malta. So I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's enough time to get a game in, but definitely like in terms of like being able to talk shite during the game and stuff, it's not brilliant. But
I think they're actually moving Budapest to 2.5 hours.
are they?
I swear I saw it somewhere, but I mentioned this before as well, and I haven't seen it since. But yeah,
Right.
I think 2.5 is okay. I've seen a couple of people going up to like 220, get an extra 5 minutes in, but
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I
sure.
see Galentio says in chat here that in the Portuguese Nationals we're going to start at 8 a.m. Sunday to get 6 games in. A very
Oh
early
yeah,
start for people that are potentially hungover. But
yeah, yeah. Well, I missed the
I suppose
nationals
at
as
least if
well.
you know about it before you sign up, you can
But
adjust accordingly.
yeah, I mean, honestly, anything is better than the European model of playing 4 games on a Saturday, though.
I think you'd be exhausted.
I'd rather have a 5 game tournament than play 4 games on a Saturday. I did it at the Danish Nationals, and oh my god, it was miserable. Like it was a great tournament, had a fantastic time, but 4-2 was just pointless. Well, not pointless, but
I
like I mean, not used to it as well, right? But
I just think I find 4 games in one game just mentally taxing. I find it too much.
yeah, I mean, half the time going into the third game, I'm kind of like, oh, I wish I was going home. Anyway, so
And you
like the
know,
idea,
oftentimes when you're going to a tournament or whatever, you know, even if you're staying in the town or whatever, you could be up at 7:30 or something.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You're up early and you're basically end up playing like fucking 12 hours of Blood Bowl. It's too much, I think.
you do, yeah, yeah. Now, in fairness, the good thing about the Danish National was I was able to fly home on the Sunday evening because we didn't do the 3 games. So it
Yes,
benefited me in that regard. But yeah, Jesus,
yes, yes.
it was tough going. I don't know how people do it. But again, like I used to find my first 1 or 2 tournaments, I was really tired going into the third game. And I've just gotten used to it over time, right? So I suppose
Yeah,
if you're
yeah.
just used to playing 4 games on a Saturday and 2 games on a Sunday, it's just easier. You're just used to that.
Yeah, I don't know. I still think 4 games is a lot of time. That day over in Dornburn that we had to do 4 games, it absolutely wrecked me.
Yeah. And they were long days as
Um,
well, then, weren't they? They were longer than normal, obviously.
oh,
But like,
I can't remember. It's so fucking long ago now. 2018
yeah,
or something. Um, area. I think overall it went all right. Venue was decent size. I don't know if I'll have to look at a bigger venue next year or if we'll keep going.
yeah,
I'm not inclined to go to a bigger venue when I didn't sell out this year, but
yeah. I mean, it's a tricky one, right? Because obviously we had a few dropouts and things.
this is true. This is true.
But honestly, like I was saying this to you as well over DMs right after the tournament, you'd be all out to fit many more in that venue. Like you get like what, two or
You
three
only
tables more.
the 24 was like he said that he was like that was absolute maximum, and we
Yeah,
had 18, no, 16.
16 plus the two of yourselves.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then like because you had people coming in as well playing and like I don't know, and then there's only one toilet between all of you,
hmm.
so you're kind of I mean not that there was any like real issues with the toilet and things, right? But it's just if you start getting up to like 25, 30 people, you really want more than one toilet as well.
Yeah. I'll see what's around in terms of sports halls and stuff.
Yeah, like it's hard. It's hard to try and find a good venue for 2 day tournament. Um, like to the
I
point where
even for a
like
1 day tournament, like the venue is the hardest part, really, isn't it?
yeah, venues is tricky. Um, yeah, like I don't know. I wouldn't hate just keeping it to say 10 teams, right, and keeping it to 20 people,
Yes.
and then just like you know you're probably going to sell out, and then there's a limited space and stuff, so people have to sign up in time. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll see how we're going, but yeah. Danton and Olivier were deserved winners anyway, weren't they?
they were. They played a blinder. I was I was able to watch a couple of their games when I'd finished mine and stuff, and obviously like the games they played against myself and Hargrim were really good, and yeah, deserved winners. So fair play to
And
them.
I was quite harsh on Zons in this rule set because I think 1100 is plenty cash for Zons, and they still got 13 girls, 3 rerolls, an apple, and 6
Yeah,
skills.
and 6 skills. Yeah, and they can only take 4 block or whatever, but that's fine. Like 4 block. Well, you're not going to be taking 4 block anyway.
4 blockers ons anyway, no. Sure, you're just going to take a bit of restless stuff and
Yeah,
a bit of guard.
that's it. So yeah, I think it was really well done. The prizes were really good as well. The trophies are class. You can see me holding the third place trophy there, which is like the best trophy I've ever gotten. Like for well, admittedly a small pool, right? But the trophies were just superb.
Yeah, I think it's nice to, I don't know, go all out for that.
It is, yeah, yeah.
But obviously, it depends how much your venue costs and different things. And
Oh well, this is it. Like some venues are just like they're going to cost you so much that you barely have any money left for prizes and stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's a fine balance. It's tricky being a TO, trying to manage everything, trying to pay for everything out of pocket. First as well, right? Putting everything up front and then trying to like get it back after. But no, it was a lovely tournament. Can't wait for next year's one. It'll be pretty good. Um,
What was I going to say? So, what other than that, no, what other Blood Bowls have you been up to?
Geez, I'm playing a bit of ladder, I suppose. I'm about to head out the door and after this to do a tabletop practice game for an upcoming Scottish team tournament. Since we're on the team tournament aspect, the Scottish team champs are coming up in the start of May, which will be good stuff. Other than that, I suppose I'm just trying to sort out all the Team Ireland stuff for home nations and Euro Bowl and sort the jerseys and prizes and stuff like and gifts even. Um, which is a bit of fun, right? Probably should lean on my vice captain a bit more actually. Get him to do
Well,
something.
whatever you need me to do, I'm here for.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I might sort something out there.
I don't have. Like, we want to sort out a couple of things, all right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
even we'll have a chat about it.
we will.
Um, I don't need to talk
So
about
you're
it
kind of
now.
are you leaning into something else again for the Scottish team?
Scottish team champs, I think so. We're kind of so the team is myself, McNaughton, Shrike, and Full Fat Beard. So we'll be doing well to try and top couple of tables anyway. Hopefully.
Oh my
um,
God, the confidence.
the confidence, of course. Gotta be confident. That's what we need, right? And yeah, so I'm trying to myself and McNaughton are kind of like, well, if you go for this, I'll go for that. But neither of us are deciding. He's like, oh well, if you pick pro elves, say he'll go for wood elves, but if I pick high elves, he'll go for vampires, or because the unique thing with the Scottish team champ is you only get like a certain number of points across your entire squad, and then depending on which tier the race is, you have to pick so like say tier 1 is worth 6 points, but as a squad
Basically,
you
you
only
can't
get
take
18.
you can't take 4 tier 1 teams. You can't take undead, zombies,
Yeah,
dwarves, and lizards.
yeah. There's a bit of variety in there, so that's pretty fun. So I'm meeting up with one of the other um Scottish boys to play a game later on. He wants me to play some elves, so I'll either play probably the high elves or the pro elves. We'll see. Might give the pro elves a try. I've been playing a lot of high elves, right? And
Even just
Caleb's.
a small change like that for your own your own sake, you're after playing a lot of high elves now.
Yeah, yeah. Be no harm to mix it up anyway. For tonight anyway, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Just to test them out. So that'd be pretty good. Um,
Have you been playing much Blood Bowl 3?
well, I have, I suppose. Sure, I had a
Well,
big
minus the Black
marathon.
Ark run.
Besides the Black Hawk run, yeah.
Did you qualify as top Black Arks? You didn't.
No, no, because of the Killarney Team Champs, and because I
Oh
was
yeah, my
away.
fault, of
I
course.
No, but it was just because I went away, right? So I went away on the Friday morning, and the season ended the first thing Tuesday morning. So I was back. I was back Monday afternoon, Monday evening. I was back like in the door 5 o'clock, and I had was it 1 or 2 scheduled games to play Monday evening, and I think I was down to second Black Orcs when I went to bed. So I'd gone from second Black Orcs up to first Black Orcs at some point. Then I went to
Yes.
bed and I was still second, and when I'd woken up, I was overtaken. But I was in no mood to play Black Orcs on Monday evening anyway, so it was fine.
You had your fill.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm funny enough. I'm playing Black Orcs again on the ladder this season.
Oh
I've
yeah.
only played. Yeah, well, so we spun a wheel. There was like 6 options, and Black Orcs won.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it's just Destiny. So yeah, playing a bit of that. Myself and Harrigan were teaming up again for another World Cup qualifier ticket thing. Which I'm playing Zons in that, so that'll be good Eurobowl practice as well. Basic, I think it's like 11, 20, 6 skill Zons, so it's very similar to the Eurobowls.
Yeah.
And I don't have to worry about repeating skills anyway, because I'd never be taking more than 3 block or dodge or 3 block or wrestle or guard.
No,
So
the
that's
question
fine.
for you really is like whether you're going to take 2 guard warriors or a guard block or.
Yeah, that's something I need to have another think about. Last year I played one tournament with a block and a guard, and I decided I didn't like it as much as the double guard. I can't even remember what roster I put in for this. I might have done a block and a guard just to try it again, because I've been talking about needing to try it, so I might have done that. So yeah, that's basically what I've been doing.
Yeah.
I've a tournament next weekend. No, weekend after next, where I'm doing Varg Skitter Snotlings again, which, is not good. I tried to play something else, but
You
the
tried to.
option.
You didn't try very hard, it sounds like.
I know I did, right? So it's a team of 3, and it's GW tiers almost. And again, you can't take any of the coaches can't have more than 1 tier. So I
Okay, so you
was.
have to have 1 tier 1, 1 tier 2, 1 tier 3.
Yeah. So we've our tier 1 and tier 2 sorted. So then I had to do tier 3, and and you can only take 2 of the same skill in this one. So that's Gnome's fucked, because you can only take 2 dodge. Terrible.
Yeah.
I looked
And
at
you wouldn't.
OWA, but again, you can only take 2 guard.
You can only take 2 guards, so.
So there's no
Yeah.
point. I looked at Black Orcs, but again, like Black Orcs, you're doing like 2 block, 2 guard, 2 mighty blow or something.
I'd
Which
just be
means,
thinking more for like I don't know, when humans or dwarves can only take 2 guard, it's very restrictive, isn't it?
yeah, but like you can just take stars, right? Like you
Oh, okay, yeah.
so like our renegades have Borak and Skitter in tier
Oh,
2,
that's disgusting.
and our tier 1 team is orcs with a giant.
I've never seen the giant in action. I don't know if it's
He
good.
we don't. I mean, he sounds pretty good. Like he takes up
4
what,
squares, isn't it?
4 squares. Yeah, he's movement 6, strength 6 or 7. And it's like
You'd
mighty
want to
blow
be
plus
7 anyway,
2.
wouldn't you? Because
Yeah, I
you're
think
you
he's
there's so many space to get assists.
yeah, I think 7. And then mighty blow plus 2, like, and then after that he's basically just like troll or something.
I decided to pull it up there just for the sake of being right. He's 350k, so he's more
He
than
is
Morg. Morg is 340.
Morg's 380.
380, sorry.
Yeah. He was
Uh,
340, and then he got FAQ'd or something.
yes, he got FAQ'd, yeah.
Yeah.
So movement 6, which is a lot of movement.
This
Strength 7, edge 5, passing 5, armor 11 plus. Always hungry, bonehead, break tackle, jugs, MB plus 2, multiple block, stand firm, throw teammate. I'd have to look
he's not
at
bad, like.
like, does multi block, is it a maximum of blocking 2 players? Could the giant potentially block 3 players around him?
I
Do
think
you know what
it's
I'm saying?
2.
That'd be a bit of crack then.
Yeah, I think it's 2. All right. Uh,
I've literally never taken multiple block.
I have a multiple block pump wagon. All right. On one of my snotling teams. That's pretty good.
Yeah, they may choose to perform 2 block actions.
Yeah. So you go from 7 down to whatever 3, but then you still have assists.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're probably doing 3 dice and then 2 dice.
Some crack having a giant as a cage corner.
Yeah, but then there's the whole you have to determine which way he's facing, right? Because the tackle zones behind him don't count.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's got to turn around or something. There's a lot of rules into it, isn't there?
there is. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I hope to not have to play against him.
Well,
You know,
at least you're on the same team.
yes, yeah, yeah. It'll be easier. It'll be easier if I just don't have to face any giants. I think that'll do me well.
Did you play in the
Right.
arena on Blood Bowl 3?
No, I haven't done any arena yet this season. I've done 5 of the new Amazon Clash games. All right.
Is that where you play Zon's mirror?
You don't have to play Zons in mirrors, but some of them are mirrors. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. So
Um,
what's the Amazon Clash thing? So
so
because they
the
had like
Amazon,
the Goblins versus Snotlings or whatever that season, and
yeah. So this one is So there's 4 different tribes, and each tribe represents a different streamer. So there's Davos, Jimmy's, Canor, and Mr. Page, and then
yes,
each tribe have 3 different preset teams, which are 1500 TV. So they all have an Amazon team, and then Davo has like Necro and Black Orcs. Then Jimmy has God, I don't even know.
so basically, are you playing one of those races and you're representing that streamer? Then is it?
Yeah, yeah, basically.
Yeah,
And then it's just like a fight between the 4 tribes to see who wins the end of the season, and then whoever wins at the end of the season gets some legendary customization item. So
yeah.
just hop on and win a game with every tribe, right? And then you're guaranteed to get whatever. But it's
Yeah.
a bit of fun, and like they have the customized pitches as well. So each tribe has their own custom pitch.
Also, you have to play with that pitch's rules, whatever those are. I've never
Yeah, the
looked at
pitch.
that.
Yeah, the pitch rules are insane. The Lizardman pitch gives you +1 to knockdowns. So if
So
you hit
everybody has
some,
Mighty Blow.
everyone has Mighty Blow, and if you've Mighty Blow, you've Mighty Blow +2.
Oh, that's disgusting.
It's insane. Yeah. And then there's
You wouldn't,
also like
but like I mean, it works against him as well because then everyone that hits your skinks is double
yes,
Mighty Blow.
yeah, yeah.
Pinch it.
But you can play it as like Amazons. So Mr. Page's 3 are Amazons, Lizards, and Chaos. So no matter which one of those you're playing, if you're playing on that, you have a 50% chance of playing on the Lizardman pitch.
I get you.
So it's pretty good. So naturally, Mr. Page's teams are doing quite well 50% of the time. Because they're just banging everything out, which is very Mr. Page like. And then the other ones are like
There's.
Wood Elf
I was going.
pitch, which is fine.
And there used to be There's no. They're not using the special rules for the balls, is there? Or are they?
No, I don't. Not this season anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
I
no
remember there was
special
something stupid
balls.
like the orc ball. It was like every turn on on a roll of a 1, it just tried to jump out of your arms or something like that.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
It's something stupid like that. It was
God
like a squeaker.
Almighty! Honestly, the pitches do my nut in anyway as it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Like half of them is like, oh, if you score, well, one of them is if you score a drive, if you score, no, so the Lizardman one, right, is so not only throughout the whole game you get a +1 to knockdowns. If you score on your drive or whoever's drive, it's automatically sweltering heat.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. And then like the Skaven one has its own like unique weather table. So depending on what the weather is, you get different like stuff. So I had one where
Yes, yes.
everyone was move bust on both teams, which was a nightmare.
All right, balls for the old Skaven 1 turn.
Yes, yeah, but there's no rats, so But yeah, it's pretty funny. But I think that's like instead of a blizzard or something, everyone gets like permanently -1 move. But you can rush extra. So
What
you
could
can
go
do three.
wrong?
Yeah, yeah, you can do 3 rushes, so it makes up for it, right? But everyone gets minus move. So there we go.
Um, oh, some stones, isn't it? You'd be playing undead on that, and all of a sudden your mummies have to roll a 4+ to stand up.
Well, and actually, it does say to a minimum of 3, which is
Oh,
something
okay.
I couldn't wrap. The wording of it yesterday was a bit funny, and I was like, "This makes no sense. To a minimum of 3, what the fuck are you on about?" And everyone was like, "Oh, obviously movement 3," and I was like, "Oh yeah," but it doesn't say movement.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the wording is basically like, you know, you suffer like a movement penalty, and then in brackets to a minimum of 3. It's like each player suffers a movement penalty to a minimum of 3. And I mean, honestly, it does seem a bit clearer now that I'm saying it out loud. But at the
It
time,
was
I was,
complicated at the time, okay?
yeah, you know, like most things, at the time until it was explained to me, I was rightly confused. Um, right, listen, we've gone on for 1 hour and 20 minutes. I know we were going to talk about the Euro Bowl and Ashes, but I did want this one to be a bit shorter, so maybe we'll just wrap it up there, will we? And we
Yeah,
could,
yeah, yeah. We'll get in an episode there sure about Euroball, and we'll look at the rules for Ashes Bowl, the next big Irish tournament.
yeah, Ashes coming up in Dublin on the 26th and 27th of April. Rules packs
Neither
are
of us are
out.
going to that. So what we could actually do is we could come up with a couple of rosters and be like, well, if you've got absolutely zero inspiration, this is what I would take or what Keith would take, and
Oh, we could. That could be a bit of fun.
here's what's hot and whatnot.
What's hot and what not.
Yeah,
Oh, that sounds good, yeah. That sounds like good crack. So we should probably do that before the rosters get submitted.
that'd be an idea.
So
Yeah.
we probably have a month to do that anyway. So that'll be good.
Well, I'm gone to the Japan's in the middle of April, so it'll have to be before that.
That's grand. Lovely. Sure,
Few
might do
naggins.
few naggins, bimbo baggins, be grand. Um, what's Kaelan saying now? Oh, thanks. Thanks, Caitlin. That's great. Anyway.
I don't think I said he was the reason why games take ages.
No, I don't think so.
Either of you say
Listen,
anything for an hour and a half and say I'm the reason your games take ages. My games can take ages anyway. I have to force myself to play fast.
and you still take about 3 hours.
Oh, I didn't go overtime once in Athens.
Yeah, in Athens. um, whereas you and me, our game time must be about 4 hours. You and me.
Oh, that
A
time
solid.
Ashes ball was terrible.
Yeah, Ash's Bowl was something else, and then we weren't much better in Bleed Bowl. In fairness, Bleed Bowl was
I don't think we went to overtime that time, did we?
Bleed Bowl was about 2 hours 50 minutes.
Were we overtime in that? We were.
We were, yeah.
Oops.
Bring it up there. We can have a look quickly. Yeah, all that. It was a joke. And sure, we hadn't started the game like on time either. So
Oh,
whatever
that
it
doesn't
says
help.
on Tour Play, we were definitely way longer. 2 hours 48 minutes is what it says on Tour Play. And
Yeah.
we start. I don't know when we started the match, right? But it finished at 20 past 1. So
Oh,
like
yeah, I do remember we were under pressure for lunch, yeah.
we were under pressure to get lunch. Yeah, yeah. But
Yes, I
anyway,
actually do remember. I had a cup of coffee and a purple snack as my lunch.
yeah. I
I
think
was
I had
quite
some.
angry by the time I finished.
Yeah. Oh, sure. I bought everyone coffee and purple snack and a bag of potatoes, didn't I? Well, I mean, I say everyone, like the 3 people that was with me.
Anyway, we were going to finish this up.
Oh, we were, yeah. It's very ironic that. Well, no, it's very like on brand that we're taking forever to say goodbye.
Okay, bye, 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 bye.
Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you all in the next episode. Glorious.
Bye.